dried orange season in our house, which means pretty much on an ongoing basis, I have our dehydrator trays full and running. I want to tell you or show you how we dry our oranges, but not just the oranges. I also want to show you what I do with basically the leftover bits, because when you cut the orange up, you have all of these like beautiful rounds, but then you also have like, I cut pretty far in so that we get that like beautiful round part, but then you have this whole chunk that is left over, and I don't want to just throw it away because that's like this big beautiful chunk of orange. So what I do is I cut it in strips just like this, and I put it in a pot of, you ready to write this down? 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of water. This is a little bit different than making simple syrup because we are going to candy these little orange slices. So into my pot it goes, and you can see there's 2 cups of sugar in there, 1 cup of water, and let me show you. Once they're all done simmering, we take them out of that pot and they go onto like a cooling rack, basically. This is the one I like to use. Okay, these are the ones I like to use that have the grid. You don't want ones with just plain slats. You need the grid, because if it's plain slats, your orange slices will just like fall right through. Annoying. So once they're done simmering, they go on here to dry for a little bit. Then we toss them with sugar. And look at, they turn into this beautiful crystallized sugared orange slice, and they're delicious. My family loves to just eat them as is. You could dip them in chocolate. They're really amazing garnishes on desserts or drinks. And look at, even though this jar is almost empty because we've eaten most of them, so delicious. And all of that extra sugar down here, use that to put on the rim of a drink, and you get this like infused orange sugar. Basically, there's so many things that you can do when you're cutting your oranges to make dried oranges. I'm putting this all in a blog. Don't worry, I'm gonna give you all of the details. The first blog tells you exactly how to dry the oranges. And here are the main tips. You want it to be consistent in thickness. You might choose to make yours really, really thick, but whatever thickness you choose, make it consistent, because otherwise the oranges won't dry at the same rate, and you don't want to have one side of the orange be much thicker than the other side of the slice, because then, like if this side is way thicker than the other side, then it doesn't dry at the same rate. And if the oranges are left too long in the oven or in your dehydrator, you don't have to use a dehydrator. We love using this because it can just run and it doesn't take up oven space. But I don't know if you can tell, see how this one is just a little bit darker than this one? Can you even tell? This one got left in the dehydrator just a little bit too long. And so this is why you want to have the slices very consistent. So take your time as you're slicing them. Also, this is my very favorite knife to use when I'm doing this. It's serrated. It's a Victorinox knife. Just comment below. I'm gonna send you all the details for all of this stuff. To the drying rack, the serrated knife that we love. I put our dehydrator that we use in the shopping cart as well, or the list, so that you can see which one we use. But here's a little tip for you. Lots of people get rid of their dehydrators because they don't use them. And so if you look at your local thrift shop, I bet you're gonna find one. And you, like, if you find it there, they're a fraction of the price. So the exact model that we have of our dehydrator, they no longer make because it's old. But they have other ones that are very, very similar to it. So I put that in the link. I'm gonna send you the link to like all the steps to dry your own oranges. Even if you don't have a dehydrator, you can just do this in your oven. But it makes your house smell so, so good. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna fill these trays of oranges that are all cut about the same width. It's okay if they are just a slightly bit different. You just need to know that you need to check them because if one of them is like way thicker than the other ones, it's just gonna take a little bit longer to dry than the really thin one. Okay, then the next blog that I'll send or share with you is all about making the candied. There's Parker, he's running on by, he's taking care of life. It's all about how to make the candied orange peels because you don't necessarily have to dry oranges in order to make candied orange peels, but this right here, the candied orange peels, is a little bit different process. 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of water. It simmers for about 25 minutes, so it cooks those orange peels, and then it drains, it gets tossed with sugar, and it has to sit out and dry pretty much overnight. You want all of that moisture to come up out of it so that it's nice and like the sugar will stick to it and it's like crystallized instead of being soggy. You don't want it wet and soggy when you put it away. So much goodness coming out on the blog, all about getting ready for all the festive fun to come. Comment below. Throw orange, put an orange in the comment below and I'll send you all of the goodness. And tomorrow I'll share the full reel on how to do the candied orange peels.